Welcome back to my channel, guys. This is Quan from Carpet Munchers. Today's video is going to be focused on tufting and all that you need as far as for supplies to start. If you've been curious about it or seeing it here and there on social media, this video is going to take in everything that I learned from 2 years, how to get everything that you need, what you need, and to get all the supplies, start making your first rug. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Okay, so first things first, before you really start hopping into it and adding things to your cart, check your areas to see if you have any tufting classes that's in your area. I did that the first time that I started tufting. I went to the location, the toughest guys in town. I'll link them here. It was located in Atlanta, Georgia, and they had a 3 or 4 hour class. Basically, they taught you just how to hold a machine and how to actually tuft. So you didn't really go into like putting up the cloth on your frame or doing the back end. This is just the intro to tufting, and everybody was great who facilitated the tufting class there. So it's really a fun class just to do on the weekend or just a weekday or with your partner or friends. I would recommend to see if they have a tufting class in your area first, because tufting is not a small investment. You have to put some money towards it. You just want to make sure that your money is going towards a good benefit. I don't know how many times I've seen so many people buy the tufting equipment because it looks cool and actually just put it in a closet. So just make sure that your money is not going to waste. Check your location, see if they have any tufting class in the area before you start your investment. All right, so the next thing is, should you choose a tufting company or should you go to a third party? Now, when I first started, I got Tuft Love and then I went into Tuft the World, but I used the machines equally. Just in comparison, Tuft Love and Tuft the World, I've had both experiences where I've had something go wrong with the machine, because of course when you start to begin the process, you really don't know too much on the technical parts of it. And I've had both of them reach out either by chat, email, and even FaceTime. So when it comes to the company, I wanted to start out with people that I can actually talk to. Third party, where you're not really going to have that personal one-on-one connection. Start out with an actual tufting company. In case something goes wrong with the machine, you don't have that frustration of not knowing where to go to, but they have plenty of vaults and libraries and tutorials that can help you out if something happens. So you really are not going to have any issues with not knowing what to do. The third-party businesses that I'm referencing to are like Amazon or like Alibaba, where I've seen people got machines from there. I personally can't recommend those because I haven't used it. Amazon is pretty good with something not working. You can send it back, but in this video, based on the businesses, I personally just want to have that one-on-one connection with a business. So Tuft the World and Tuft Love is a go for me. Now, while we're on that subject, we're going to hop into, do you want to get a tufting kit or do you want to buy the parts separately? Me personally, I just recommend that you actually get a tufting kit. With a tufting kit, you actually get your frame that you can build together, which is pretty easy. It comes in either 2x2, at least that's what it was when I first got it from Tuft Love. You get at least a fabric that can go on that frame. Now the yarn and all the other stuff that I'll mention later on the video, you of course get that, on your own. Me, tufting kit for the go always for anybody that's starting out. However, you can still buy your parts separately. All right, so we'll go ahead and hop into pretty much why you came to this video, to see what all the supplies that you need to start tufting. Now, all the supplies that I'll be mentioning will be located on my Amazon storefront, and I'll link it there. I also wanted to mention, it is based on you, it's not a rush or anything, but I am affiliated with Tuft the World, and you get 50% off, where I'll link my code below, so you can use off the entire website. Let's go ahead and hop into the supplies that you'll need just to get everything up and running. So you're going to need cloth. Now, the one that I use is primary tufting cloth. There's other cloths out there, but that's the main one that I use. You have a little bit more funds to use. I also use Tuft Love. I usually get like the full roll from it, and when you start doing tufting, you'll be able to tell like the difference in the tufting cloth. So I would just say like budget friendly starting out, which I still use to this day. You can get this particular primary tufting cloth, which works well, and you'll see a lot of people talk about it too. But if you are able to spend a little bit more, Tuft Love has some great tufting cloth as well. Glue, you're gonna need glue for your backing. Now, the one that I started out using and still use is Robert's 3095. It works really well. Once you start tufting, you start to know about how much to put on there, because you don't want your glue, no matter which one that you get, to actually go through your project. You can actually get this from Home Depot as well if you don't want to go on Amazon. If you just want something right then and there, they have a pint, but they also have the bigger ones as well. But hopefully when you start making rugs, you'll start making more money, so you're going to need more glue. So backing is where you put the back, of course, onto your rugs. This is the one that I use on backing, and once again, there's different types that you are able to use, but I like this one. It's pretty durable. The ones that you'll see mostly is like the gray backing, but you can also go to like Joann's, get some backing. They're a little bit different. So the one that I have, or the one that's on Amazon, is slip resistant, so you can be able to put it down on like a hardwood floor and it's not slipping or moving around. Scissors, you are going to need some scissors. Now the more you start tufting, you are going to have probably a couple, but what I would recommend starting out is just getting you like a tiny small pair for like small details, and then get you just a regular pair. I actually love these and got these off of Etsy. You can just get any good pair of scissors. Just make sure it has a good tip, and that way you can, you know, start the process where you're actually cutting your rugs. Marker, you can get a marker anywhere. You'll need a marker, and that's just so you can make sure to trace your image, but make sure you get a good one. Usually Sharpie is pretty good. Clippers, you are going to need to shave your rug. Now, I will tell you, don't start to where like you're getting overwhelmed because you are not carving your rug how you want to. It's going to take time, so take your time with it. The only thing that you need to be concerned about is how to start your process with the tufting. The clippers are going to come, but when you start to get your clippers, I think these are like dog clippers that I got here in my storefront. These are the ones that I use, and you want to make sure to keep it oil, so that goes into the next one. I have this 3-in-1 oil. This was recommended by Tough Love, but you want to keep your machines oil. You want to make sure it's good. You want to make sure you're doing this in between your sets, especially like if you have a project that you've been doing like for hours. You want to make sure to oil it, you know, every now and then, so it's not like rusted out or like getting exhausted. Yarn, of course, you're going to need that. Go ahead and go to Joann's online or in the store. That is pretty much where I get my my yarn from. I get the acrylic yarn. We have different brands too. So the one that I use is Red Heart, and then I also use Big Twist. The Big Twist one sometimes because it's a little bit softer in the texture. For now, acrylic, Red Heart is my go-to, and then Big Twist. You're gonna need some glue spray. When you take off your rug from the frame, you'll spray it on the back, and that's where your backing will come from. So you'll press it down on there, and you can get the Gorilla Glue spray. That's what I use, or just any glue spray. You don't have to have nothing fancy, but I usually just go to Gorilla since that's like a, you know, name brand one that's pretty in the market. Guider. Now, you're probably not going to want to do this process because you have to set up everything in your clippers. So a guider is basically where it helps you out with your clippers. So it gives you like that even surface when you start to shave your rugs. And I actually became more of a fan, I would say a couple months ago, back into it, because once you start tufting, shaving your rugs, you start to become a little bit more expert, or at least you think. But I would recommend this. Just go ahead and get into a habit of putting like your guider on, so you can have a even level surface of shaving your rugs. But you can, this usually comes with the clippers that you would get. It'll have one in there. When you start really racking in those rugs like that, you'll probably need some sheep shears, and it's not recommended right now. But when you start to make like bigger rugs, you're going to need a bigger tool, because it's going to be a process trying to shave your rug with a small clipper, especially if you have a 5 feet rug. So you want to make sure to get some sheep shears. That's actually a smooth process for you to shave your rugs. And you can also get a guider on there. I don't have one. I've seen people who put their guiders on the sheep shears too, but yeah, start out with the guider just so you can have some even shaved surface rugs, but it also makes a difference with how the turnout is on your rugs too. Canned air, you get canned air from anywhere, nothing too crazy, and that's just to make sure that you just spray out anything from like your clippers, like extra yarn, or even your machine. I would have that on standby. Just any type is good. This is another one I would recommend for a newbie. Sometimes when you get your yarn, they come in packs, and when you start to tuft, sometimes they get tangled up. So to avoid that, all the extra frustration as much as you can when you start out, so go ahead and get a yarn winder like this, and that way you can just put all your yarn together, roll it up, and then it'll look something like this. Just go ahead and get you a yarn winder to make it easier for you. Gloves, get you a pair of gloves, just something simple so you can spread out your glue, get your glue and put it on the frame and spread it on the back, so nothing too fancy. A projector, so of course you're gonna need a projector for your image. When I started out, I got the one off of Amazon that's located on there as well, but I recently upgraded to the one on the TikTok shop, and it was more for me to be able to see the details, especially because I do portraits too, like this. Yeah, so you want to be able to see a lot of the image, especially when you start tufting. So you can get any one, so don't be alarmed with that. You don't have to get the fanciest one. Just get something that you'll be able to see your image onto your frame and then draw from there. So nothing fancy, just get you something small. Just get you a regular projector. Long as you can see the image, then you're good to go. So lint roller, finish off your rugs before you ship it off, hopefully to be for your soon to be customers. But sometimes they'll have like yarn residue on there, or you'll have just like little small pieces that's, you know, on your project. So you just want to make sure to like clean it up, get you a little lint roller from anywhere, and that pretty much just cleans up your rug. All right, y'all, that is the end of the video. I appreciate y'all hanging with me. So that's pretty much everything that, or I would say all the supplies that I got within my 2 years that I still use, and I only recommend anything that I use. Like I mentioned, everything will be linked down below from my Amazon storefront. You'll be able to see that. Starting tufting journey is something that should be fun, but I've seen so many people make it harder than what it is. Don't make it harder than what it is. It can be therapeutic. You don't have to jump into making it a business or how much money you need to charge people. It's just something therapeutic that you can do. I really enjoy it. So if you start tufting, make it fun. Don't make it something that's complex. If you have any other suggestions or anything that you want to see based on my content with tufting, go ahead and drop it down below, and I'll do my best to make those videos as long as I have the experience in it. But if you also like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification, because I'll be making more videos soon. The next video that I'll probably be making will dive into more on the business side. So business or side hustle for tufting, and all the things that I did to create it as a business. So make sure you don't miss that. So hit that notification so you can see me pop up in your news feed. But until then, make sure you enjoy your day. And if you were tempted to buy a tufting machine or a tufting kit, don't make it a stressful process. Enjoy yourself. And if you have any questions, if you do plan to get it, I'll be here to help. Drop something in the comments, and you can also follow me on my other social sites, any questions that you may have. So enjoy the rest of y'all day, and we'll see you again in the next video.